Hello and welcome to this review of Fairbanks Cocktail Sherry. This is California Cocktail Sherry. It's been years since I reviewed this. I can't remember when. Cellars of Fairbanks. Well, let's try Ernest and Julio Gallo. California Cocktail Pale Dry Sherry. I did some research and found out that the first time, from what I was able to find, the first time the trademark for Fairbanks was used in commerce was January 5th, 1993. So apparently it's been on the market for 28 years, the Fairbanks line, 27 years, sorry, the Fairbanks line of sherry. Light-bodied and delicate, made in the driest style of premium sherry. So this would be the absolute driest that you can get, more or less. Okay, and it says Fairbanks Cellars 2001. So I guess this is the 2001 label design. They haven't changed it in 19 years. Vented and bottled by Fairbanks Cellars, Modesto, California. 17% alcohol, yeah. Ernest and Julio Gallo is one of their wine lines. Vintner's Collection. You say, well, what other ones do they offer? I don't know. This is the Vintner's Collection. Ernest and Julio Gallo is like a lot of wine and liquor companies. They have their portfolio and then the rest of the portfolio. Stuff that they don't necessarily acknowledge, but you go in a store, you say, well, what's this, right? So there could be some more to that. There's two lions, a crest, F for Fairbanks. Okay, this 1.5 liter bottle was $8.99 at Dorgnac's. That was a good sales price, $8.99 at Dorgnac's Market, supermarket on Veterans Boulevard in Metairie, Louisiana. Not even sold in this town. I don't think Winn-Dixie carries it anymore. They used to have it years ago. Nice metal cap. They used to have it years ago, but I think they discontinued Fairbanks. And don't recall seeing it at Walmart or anywhere else around here. So I'm not saying this is like really popular, but it exists. So we're looking at super pale and super dry sherry, 17% dessert wine. Anything above 14% in the United States, legally any wine above 14% is dessert wine. Is this fortified with brandy? At 17%, I would think that's probably very likely. What brandy? You would assume E&J VS? The base brandy, I don't know. It smells fruity. Of course, it's made with probably white grapes. And there's some booze on it. There is definitely a liquor pickup. That's all I know. I can't tell you anything if I don't know anything, right? I can only go by what I'm smelling and tasting. There's not much research material available for this product. Don't even bother looking on the E&J Gallo website. I don't think they list it anymore. They did in the past. It would just say such and such. Fairbanks is a line we make. They didn't ever say much about it. Very dry. The other sherries they make is the what's the other one they make? Let's see, Fairbanks. Sheffield, California sherries. Or Fairbanks and Sheffield companies that they acquired. It could be, because E&J Gallo has a tradition of buying out other smaller companies. Okay, so this is very dry. If it was beer, it would be crisp, like they call beer crisp. So if you're looking for something really sweet, super sweet, no, this is not it. This is for cocktails. There's a vegetable quality though, like think of celery. Yes, yeah, I would say there is a celery flavor. Now that might seem to be bizarre, unappealing, but in this case it's not bad. Get some white grape skins, the celery, like I said, an unusual spice like basil or lemongrass, I think, something like that. Light-bodied and delicious. Yeah, I'll go along. That is delicious. It's well made. Um, it's not a true sherry. In a technical sense, sherry has to come from Spain. But the United States is not under the law of the EU. We have trade agreements with them, but you'll see a lot of American products called sherry. It's from New York. You get the New York sherry made with the Concord grapes. A lot different flavor profile than this California sherries. Light-bodied. It's very easy going. Well, I don't know how you feel about. I don't know how you would feel about a very, very, very dry sherry wine. You might like it if you've never had sherry. You might want to start with cream sherry maybe, or golden sherry. The cocktail sherry might be a little much, but there's definitely a spicy note. Pale dry. Okay, so and that celery, there's definitely a celery note. Yeah, so I would just advise going through a long march through the branch. You know, your common American sherries: Taylor, Golden, Taylor, cream sherry, the most popular one, I suppose. The Taylor Sherry Excellent for Cooking, which you'll see from at various stores, not common. They used to call it Taylor Cooking Sherry, but they had to change that because cooking sherry is a different type of item. It's not fit for drinking. It has salt added. It's really just a food additive, but cooking sherry. But they have the Taylor Sherry Excellent for Cooking. Then you got your Fairbanks California Sherry, the cocktail, the cream. There may be another or two that we've not gotten here. There's the Sheffield, and they have a whole line. Interesting products. If you really look hard, you might find Christian Brothers. I found Christian Brothers cream sherry, and I think it was dry sherry. Those are harder to find. Gibson Vineyards, I had bad experience with that. It was rancid. I dumped it out. I brought it back to Dorgnax. Or I mentioned it at Dorgnax. I said, this Gibson's Vineyard seemed rancid. He said, well, people cook with it. I don't know how that was related to what I was telling him. But anyway, so this is highly recommended. I'll give it one more sip and then go with a score. It's unusual, but I think it's a 92 out of 100. It's in the A- area. Lower end of excellent, but that's not a slight. $8.99 for this big bottle. Yeah, it's a winner. So, Laissez les Bon Temps Relais, arguably an excellent California pale dry sherry. Here's some of the other liquors. Now, some states like New York, this is sold in the liquor stores. It's not allowed to be sold in a wine store because they say it's liquor. Okay. Louisiana, we don't really have too many laws, so everybody that sells gasoline stations, convenience stores sell everything. All right, but anyway, I got this. I'm going to do a solo review of the Jim Beam Repeal Batch. Got that for $12.97, great deal. The James Fox Canadian Blended Whiskey, introduced in 1975, originally by Seagram's. I bought that for $8.99, I think it was, for the liter. Good deal. Have never tried it. You won't see videos for it on the internet. Kentucky Bow, $6.49 in Mississippi, Meridian, Mississippi. Never seen it in Louisiana. Don't know. There is there's a green label and a black label. There's a straight bourbon from Kentucky Bow, and a bottled and bond, I believe. That's a Heaven Hill line. Been around since the 1940s, what they say. And then for rum, we got the Apollo Viejo, and this is a brand that goes back to 1906, over 100 years ago, from Puerto Rico. Very fascinating. Bought that in Baton Rouge at the beverage store on U.S. Highway 190 business route / 61 business route. That's another story for roadology. So, Laissez les Bon Temps Relais, great product. I'm glad I revisited it, and I'm going to end this review by saying, y'all come on down to southeastern Louisiana.